King Bubaraye Dakolo, representing residents of Nigeria's Bayelsa state, appeared in court demanding oil giant Shell be blocked from its planned divestment until the company does an environmental cleanup and compensates the community. For more on the legal battle against Shell, we are joined on the line by King Dakolo. King Dakolo, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on Africa Update.
Good afternoon to you.
Now, can you tell us more about this legal battle against Shell?
Okay, the legal battle is necessitated by the fact that Shell is planning to leave our environment and go offshore without first restoring the environment and ensuring that the people's livelihood are returned to what it used to be. Shell has been around here for over 60 years, and it has spilled crude, it is still flaring gas, and has killed people over the years. And from the reports we have, both from the hospital, where people die more of cancer than anything else, and then the Bayelsa State experts' reports, biological reports and physiological reports, all show that people are poisoned with chromium, with BTEX, hydrocarbons, short and long chain hydrocarbons, and all of that. And the rivers are so polluted that Shell cannot just walk away. In fact, the Bayelsa State Environmental Report recommended that Shell should use $1 billion every year to try to restore the people. But Shell is to do that for 12 years, which means 12 billion. But Shell wants to escape without doing that and to hand over to someone we don't quite know that has the competence. Shell has old rusty pipelines in the soil and in the river, and then old abandoned wellheads everywhere, which have been erupting. So if they go, it will keep erupting and people will die more and people will suffer more. And we believe that Shell has a responsibility, either directly or vicariously, to ensure that our environment is restored and our livelihoods are restored.
Now, when is the court expected to make its ruling?
It will take a while because I just started on the 20th of this month, and then Shell did not appear in court. I don't know why, but they didn't appear in court. It has been adjourned to July 22nd this year, which is next month. But it had just started, and it is going to take a while, but we believe that we will win because we cannot continue to exist in an environment that is so polluted, and it is deliberately done. Shell doesn't do this in their own home countries, in Europe and so on. So why should they do it here in Africa? Why should they do it here in Bayelsa State in the Niger Delta of Nigeria? That's a question.
Now, King Dakolo, what is government's involvement, if any, in this case?
Well, the government is the regulator, and the regulator in the oil and gas sector in Nigeria is completely comatose. It has been aiding and abetting Shell and all other IOCs in the despoilation of the environment and the pillaging of the people's resources. So they are sued along with Shell because the regulator is supposed to ordinarily follow due process in this whole thing. But because they have failed, they are also sued that they have to answer as well. And of course, the Minister of Petroleum is the federal government as well.
And in terms of this particular case, it's clearly going to open doors and open the eyes of people, not only in Nigeria or the continent, but across the globe. Why do you think Shell is able to, use the environment and with people, obviously you touched on people getting sick, the environment not being as arable as it used to, and the issues of old piping and machinery that is used. Why is Shell able to get away with such a crisis, for lack of a better word?
Okay, yes. The reason why Shell has been getting away is that the DPR, as the regulator, DPR right now is called NUPRC, has been a compromised establishment. When Shell is going when the DPR, for instance, wants to go and inspect facilities or damages that have been caused, Shell pays for helicopter for them, Shell pays for lodging for them, Shell gives them bribes to ensure that the outcome is blamed on the people rather than on Shell itself. So because of this compromise, they've been able to get away for all these years. And of course, people did not rise up to take this type of actions. And I believe that we cannot at this point still endure and let Shell walk away. So we are suing Shell, we are suing the regulator as well to ensure that they come and answer and ensure that the place is restored. So Shell and the likes were getting away because they make all the profits that they don't make elsewhere, they make here in Nigeria because they don't follow the rules. And they are double standards. So back home, people see them as normal human beings in their countries, but here they are atrocious monsters.
Well, King Dakolo, thank you for joining us on Africa Update, and hopefully we'll be able to speak to you once the legal process has begun from the 22nd of July. Thank you for your time on Africa Update.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Bye.
Thank you, and to you too. That was King Bubaraye Dakolo, Agada, the ninth of Ekpetiama Kingdom in Nigeria, joining us on the line.